And now to one of our headline stories, where pedestrians who frequent the Kawukudi stretch in Accra have voiced concerns over the presence of mentally challenged individuals occupying the bus shelters. These road users lament that the situation becomes particularly unbearable when they have to wait for public transport at these shelters. The following report has more.
Bus shelters, commonly known as bus stops, provide passengers with protection from rain and the scorching sun while they wait for their buses. Despite these essential functions, there have been significant concerns among pedestrians, particularly those using the Kawukudi stretch in Accra, regarding the occupation of these shelters by mentally ill individuals. This situation forces pedestrians and road users to stand closer to the road while waiting for public transport, putting their safety in jeopardy. They, however, lament the unbearable stench and discomfort they endure.
In fact, say the whole Ghana, capital town Accra, na penimfu a wotwam wa ha. Na wohwe senia waye we fefe na abodam fugu ha. Ense. Nti abanye bibi mfa. Say nipa we, say there so bo keep on baby and say the yes or ye biara because eguye ni mase. No kwade da hoka. Nti tam kete driver and so stop wa. Sent no na dia warrior wo han. En ye ma capital town of Ghana. Penimfu a wotwam ha. President so fa ha. Penifo wotwam ha nyago. Na de bia obohuni nipa wegu ha. Ense. Nti wo blibia onyam fa.
This has been a problem passengers and then strangers usually face. Sometimes when the sun is scorchy, you would like to have a place like this to rest. But then if you find these people over there, sometimes you are not, you are afraid to even go closer to them. And sometimes, excuse my language, sometimes the odor that comes from them too is unpleasant.
In the light of this, pedestrians have called for government support in addressing this issue.
We will entreat that government should come in, and then if there is a special place that these people can be kept, I think it will go a long way to help us.
Meanwhile, the Mental Health Authority responsible for administering mental health services has expressed concern about the situation and emphasized the need for a community-based approach in dealing with such matters.
One of the key things, as I mentioned earlier, is the community-based approach. We've come, in the past, there was a whole concept of institutionalization. Or if someone is not well and they're on the street, just why don't you bundle all of them up, pick them all of them up and dump them in some facility, keep them away from society, do what you say you want to do with them, but just they shouldn't be with us. We've come a long way from there. Now, mental health practice is not about institutional care. We are now about community care, about people getting well within communities. It's not about keeping people locked up away from anyone. No one admits with the intention that we are going to keep this person perpetually within facility. No, the aim is to get people well enough to be back within communities and do and thrive and get treatment. And that has much, much, much better outcomes. So that is still the focus with regards to our persons who are living with mental disorders on our streets.
The authority also hopes that the government will include mental health treatment in the National Health Insurance Scheme to help treat mental health.
As it is now, most people will have to pay for those services. So it's kind of out-of-pocket payment and cash and carry with regards to mental health. And the most vulnerable who, are already by virtue of their condition sometimes left in a state where they are not even able to function enough to be earning as much, now have to pay a much more to access care and service. So everybody agreed that there's a need for some sustainable source of financing for treatment of mental health. And one logical one was the inclusion of mental health in the National Health Insurance Scheme. And this went a long way. Agreements was made as to which conditions were going to be enrolled on it. We had a top 5 conditions that our team and the National Insurance team had agreed on. And we're looking forward to that being fully implemented. I'm aware initially we're very hopeful that would have happened in May, but from what I understand, there are further discussions trying to even improve that system much better. So we are hopeful that soon this will be realized.
The increasing presence of mentally ill persons occupying public bus stops has become a significant nuisance for pedestrians alike. This growing concerns requires urgent attention from the appropriate authorities. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Kennedy Chumesi.